When I was a little girl, the only thing I really dreamed about was being a wife and a mother. I got the mom part, but not the other part. Instead of going to high school, I spent my days hanging out with my friends. So my mom decided to pull me out of school so that she wouldn't get in trouble. I didn't realize the effect that it would have on my entire future, but at the time, that's what I wanted. During that time, I met my children's father. When I found out I was pregnant, I was very, very excited to be a mom, but nervous at the same time because I was 18 years old and I wasn't married and I didn't have a job or career. When Dominic was born, it was hard. We ended up getting kicked out of my mom's house and left with nowhere to go. And when I found out I was having a second baby, I was really nervous because by the time I was 7 months pregnant with Christopher, their dad was already gone. It hurts them a lot that they don't have a relationship with them. But we realized years later that the children were better off without his influence. From day one, I wanted the boys to know that not getting an education was not an option because that's something that was not told to me. And I wanted them to always know that they would have a parent that would be there for them, even in the difficult situations. When Dominic was 10 years old, his pediatrician said that he thought that Dominic had muscular dystrophy. So we saw a neurologist and they found out that Dominic did have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So he was diagnosed at the age of 10, and by the time he was 13, he was unable to walk. When I first heard muscular dystrophy, I didn't even know what it was. And when I read what it was and what it does, it scared me. It still scares me. Dominic is the one that tells me it's gonna be okay. He doesn't let his disability get him down, and he just keeps pushing forward. Christopher and Dominic are best friends. Christopher has been our rock, and I don't think that me and Dominic would have gotten through it without Christopher. The disability in itself is devastating. Watching what it does to his body is devastating. And not being able to provide the care that he needs because we can't afford it, that's been the hardest part. Everything has been affected by planning everything around Dominic's schedule and his needs. I definitely would like to be able to put in more work hours, but I'm not able to be away from him. Dominic sees all kinds of specialists, neurologists, cardiologists, pulmonologists, endocrinologists. He sees all of them. So we were living in the valley and we were coming up as often as needed to see the doctors here. And we broke down in the middle of nowhere and we had to get picked up to get back up here for his doctor's appointment. We kind of ended up stranded here. We really didn't have anywhere to go. So one night we had to sleep in the truck and that was really hard. We ended up in a family shelter for 5 months. And that's where we heard about Foundation Communities. We heard of what a great organization it was, and we knew that if we were able to get in, that everything would be okay. In paragraph 11 of this selection, having the stability and having our own place has been a huge blessing for us, and also Foundation Communities are really big on helping single parents like me, and they have parenting classes. They now have yoga classes and cooking classes and opportunities for single mothers who want to go back to college, daycare for them. And one of the cool things is they have a food pantry on property and they offer some really good, healthy food for you. Because my boys seem to be always hungry, so we're always running out of food.
You're saving for them?
I just started the Mind Over Money classes to learn how to be wise with my money and make sure that I always have enough to pay everything that I need and not spend on the things that I don't need. Being in Foundation Communities has helped me to fulfill one of my lifelong dreams, to go back to school. It always felt like it was something that was not possible. But because of Foundation Communities and because of the CHI program, I'm still able to go to school and keep a roof over our heads. My dream for my children was always to build up young men that would grow up to be kind, respectful, responsible, honorable, successful young men. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but Dominic said, "Mom, you raised 2 boys on your own, and they're both good in school. They're both doing well. We're not on drugs. We're not out in the streets. So you did something right." He was right. I do have some good children that are on the right path, and I'm proud of them. If we were not in foundation communities, I would not be able to be fulfilling my dreams. If you hold on to a dream, no matter how long it takes, it is achievable.
Growing up, it was rough for me. I wasn't living with my mom, her 6 brothers and sisters, my blind grandmother, and then it was me, my older brother, my twin sisters, my younger brother, and then my aunt. She had several kids. So it was a lot of us in the house, and the roof was kind of caved in, so we had a tarp over the back half of the house. We was just all crammed up with us doing whatever we had to do to survive, but still thankful at the same time that we had somewhere to live. Once Child Protective Services got word of our living arrangements, they took us kids from our mom, and I don't remember being able to say any goodbyes to her. I don't remember them letting her hug us. I remember crying and being very scared. Between kindergarten and 2nd grade, we lived in at least 8 different foster homes in 8 different cities and at least 8 different schools. So many different homes, so many different parents, learning different names, and no goodbye letters, no come visits or anything. And then we were legally adopted. We were actually excited because it was the home that we were gonna finally have, it was the family that we were gonna finally have, and it was the love that we were seeking. In the beginning, the parents seemed to be caring, but when the abuse started to happen, it got more brutal. It led to punching, slapping, locks on the refrigerator. It was a lot of painful nights, it was a lot of crying for our mother. Me and my brother had a photo album of us and our mother and our sisters. That meant so much to us because it just helped us relive everything that we used to have, which was a family. They put lighter fluid on it and they set it on fire. You know, all our memories, everything, it was gone right before our eyes. By the time I was in high school, I didn't have that role model to say stay in school, so that led to me dropping out, not knowing the impact that school would have had on me if I'd have graduated then. My brother got me and him a job mowing yards, and that was my very first job. I was getting paid $5.50 an hour. One of my cousins introduced me to Kelly, and I knew that Kelly was the one for me. I knew that this was gonna be forever because the love was just instant. Being around her, I started wanting to work and go to school. Not because she wants me to, but she taught me to want to do it for myself. We started to have children, which brought on a greater responsibility. I didn't have a diploma, so I bounced from job to job. We went through that for many years, and the struggles became more and more, which resulted in us losing our apartment that we were at. That pushed me to try to find affordable daycare and a job, and it pushed Kelly to seek resources for our living situation, and she found out about Foundation Communities. And sure enough, one day we got the call, congratulations, we're gonna accept y'all into the program. And from that particular moment, right then and there, it instantly changed everything. Upon being accepted into the program, we were given a case manager who immediately started giving us different resources that we needed to make that next step. For one, resumes.
What would you want to hear as your final line?
because of that resume being specific to the job that I wanted, I got it. And getting that job changed my family's life so much. It's helping me and Kelly draw out a bigger picture as far as what we want in the future. Right now, I'm working on getting my GED. And again, this is all through the help of my case manager here in Foundation Communities. The Learning Center here is amazing. My kids love it there. They're tutored there. They play games. There's computer access for them. It's beautiful. Our long-term goal is to buy a home, and with Foundation Communities match program, for every dollar that we save, Foundation Community puts in $4, which makes it that much more believable in it happening. One of the things I take great pride in is being a father, and Foundation Communities helped me to be an even greater father than I expected me to be, because it helps me to provide for my family. It gives us that security that we needed. It's opened up so many ways for us to just live life like we haven't ever lived before. This program, Foundation Communities, it's everything.